Okay, hello and welcome everyone. We are continuing on with this painting that I've been working on and off for a little while now, and basically, I just want to get a little progress tonight. It's been a bit of a long day, and I spent a lot of time today uploading a lot of my artwork to our new website, which I'm using as my website to sell my work. And that is all on Peggy.com. So if any of you are familiar with Peggy or are on Peggy.com, that's where I'm offering my artwork that you can purchase the originals. And from here, I'm just going to pop open some of our supplies here and get started on painting. I don't know how long I'm going to go for today. Probably not as long as I usually go. But we're just gonna get some progress here. We gotta do something tonight. Can't go a night doing nothing. So the creature is back. What creature has arrived? The mysterious creature? Are you a mysterious creature or just an everyday creature? Or is that the mystery? Woo-wee! The smell here. Oh, the smell of oil paints. Yummy. Gotta air out the room a little bit. Let me set this box up so that the kids can play with them. So, creature, what's up with you? How's it going? Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. I'm just working on this painting right now. And just working on getting a little bit of progress through. And that's ultimately our goal for the night, is to just get a little bit of progress in this painting here. I'm going to go down like this. I think I like how this is going. This piece right here. And add a little bit of shadow into here. I think Ben's quite well over here. You're a weird creature that interacts and helps when they can't. Well, everybody likes a good helper, so good to know. Alright, watch out, kitty. No, you cannot be here. The cats that we're fostering always like to interrupt while you're painting for some reason. It's like, what's so interesting about painting? I know what's interesting, but do they? So anyway, you got a new cat. Congrats. So did you buy a kitten, or did you just get a? Did you get an adult? Did you adopt an adult? Would you tell us? Do share about your new kitten. It is an exciting time for you, for every kitten parent to talk about their new pets and everything. I don't want to do too much to this because I really like how these shadows have started to form. So what I got to do is basically try to make sure that I maintain the bit of shadow here. Vet exam said he was all right. Estrada, welcome. So Strada, I saw you posting a lot. Congratulations. I think that was quite a challenge for you, right? To get yourself to do that. Now, all you got to do is just keep it up. That's it. How easy is that? You just got to keep it up. That's probably the hard part, but you know, you just got to keep it up, and you know, there's no guarantee of anything, but if you keep posting, people will notice. And then when you keep posting, you're gonna want to get involved in more art things, and it's just gonna skyrocket from there. It's a beautiful thing. So anyway, here we go. We're gonna do this. Add in these colors right here, and I'm trying to tone down some of the shadows around the shoulders and stuff. Vet exam said he was all right. So how long have I painted? So today I've only been painting for about 6 minutes. So I've only been at this for about 6 minutes, but this piece has been going on for a little while now. I would say probably like two weeks, but I took a break from this to paint the other project. I don't know if you were here for it, but the black cat painting. I think you were here for at least 1 or 2 of the days. And Art, hello, Art, welcome. What's going on? How are you doing? I think I need more of these colors here. So we're gonna lay down some more of our Azo Yellow Deep. I think this is a good in-between color for this. And then we got enough blue. I think at this point I really just gotta work these colors. This Azo Yellow Deep. And play with some of the locations here as to where this goes. But let's see, this is gonna go right into here. We're gonna go deep with this. I do like how some of the orange is popping through and it's giving it like this really interesting highlight. So I don't want to mess with this part too much, but I do want to better establish some of this area here, the area around the shoulder blades, to give it like a much more toned down look. To tone down the musculature a little bit. And there we go. So we've got our yellow, characteristics. Maybe let's see, where can we, just a little bit of a highlight, just tiny bit of a highlight into here. And right here is good. Right around here is okay. I'm gonna leave this over here. And smooth out some of these colors here as we go around. And there we go. Very nice. Happy with that. Just got this interesting glow underneath. So we're gonna go with that, and we're gonna move on to the blue one. The blue one, I really just want to tighten up a couple areas. And I hope everyone's fantastic. So Estrada Creations has reached a new milestone in her creative efforts. She has finally started posting a lot on Instagram. So I think that this is a good reason to celebrate, don't you think, people? This is a good reason to celebrate whenever somebody overcomes a personal obstacle or challenge. It's worthwhile to take a moment and enjoy someone else's success, right? Who here is clapping for Estrada? Art, do I do cartoon style? Art, I do not paint or draw cartoons. I just never really got into it. I've done caricature, if that's what you mean by I don't have like a cartoon like resume or anything like that. So are you a cartoonist? What makes you ask, Art? Are you looking for cartoonists? Because you'll probably find somebody in here that would do cartoons. I want to make this area look like it's merging. And let's see. So we've got this piece right here. I want to bring in some less dark shadows into this. Some shadows that are not as dark. But still shadowy nonetheless. And we're going to bring that down and then come down like this. Maybe a little bit darker. So you definitely got a art brut thing going on. I don't know if you know the term art brut. I don't know if that's the exact pronunciation of it. Art brut. But I can see what you meant by the idea of like intuitional painting. You know, you're more focused on the idea of just painting straight from whatever you're intuiting rather than some specific occasion, which is really cool. I mean, I think it's really good for an artist to be able to have access to that, and a lot of people don't. And people definitely need. I mean, there's all sorts of art that people need and seek out. So. Shading done on a robe. Great use of colors. Thanks so much, Sarah. Appreciate you. How are you doing today? So yeah, any Estrada. So Estrada, are you saying you do not know what art brut is? They call it like outsider art, art brut. There's an entire genre of art for artists that, you know, don't go like a traditional style. You know, I think you have a very like Edvard Munchian style in the sense that it's very expressive and it's got a lot of like emotion and tension and uh, some emotional ideas in it. And yeah, no, I could definitely see what you've got going on and what you're working towards. That's very cool. I mean, that's amazing. There's a lot of terms. Art Brut, that's ARTBRUT. There is, and it's good to know these terms because, once you know, like the type of art that you do, and I know every artist wants to think that they've got the most newest, amazing, and only idea, and maybe you do, but there's definitely some amazing art out there that you can possibly get inspired by. Art Brut, Naive Art. What was the other one I said? Art Brut, Naive Art, and Outsider Art. I think they call it Outsider Art. So art that's made from like, maybe people that didn't go to an art school, but they just naturally they found a way to like express themselves. And I wouldn't say Edvard Munch is that way, but his style of art just feels very expressive, very like straight from the soul without, trying too hard to explain anything, without trying too hard to paint the story just correct. He somehow expresses himself without trying too hard to paint. He just so naturally is able to express an idea through his pieces. And I think you got that going on. So very, very awesome. Do you know who Edvard Munch is? Surely you do. Oh, you do? Okay, good. Yeah, yeah. So, you know who he is. Fantastic. So I'm only knocking out a little bit of painting tonight. I don't know how long I'll go for because I actually wasn't going to paint tonight, but I felt like I had to. I felt like I had to, do at least like 10, 15 minutes of painting. But that's the thing about art is once you get started, it's like you can just go. You just got to go. Your body just wants to continue. It doesn't want to just do 15 minutes. It wants to do the next idea and the next idea. So I'll knock out a couple more, a little bit more, and then get ready for whatever, for the long, extended nap. So I'm using these little paint rollers here, trying to get out the rest of this paint here, and they don't seem to be working very well. So I've used up my tube of Gamblin 1980. Let me see if I can do just a little bit more. The bigger I paint, the more paint I use. The bigger canvases I use, the more paint I use, and the more I start to feel these big tubes of paint just going so quick, running out so quick. And yeah, it's just an interesting thing when you paint small, like you can take forever to go through these small tubes of paint, but as you start to paint bigger, you start to realize, like, whoa, that's why that's why paint is so expensive. It's not so much because individually for a small canvas paint's expensive, but it's once you start getting into the bigger canvases, once you start moving into larger pieces, that's when, this one tube of paint, this half a tube of paint will cover, like the canvas if I was to just do it all on one canvas. So it's quite interesting. But yeah, Estrada, I love Art Brut. ARTBRUT. It's a great style, and if you can really, hone in and nail into what you want to express, the messages, and then, develop your painting style into something that you are truly obsessed with, then you're gonna find your message. And I know you already have, everybody's basically got their style whenever they paint. It's hard not to, allow your personal habits and things to poke through of your paintings. We all have habits and ways of doing things that are going to influence the way our work looks, no matter what. But I think it's it's the artist who spends enough time to continue working through that and figuring those things out that's really going to come up with something, something that they feel is like, truly unique to them. And I think you're almost there. You got some great ideas, and you're not afraid to you're not afraid to just paint what you're thinking. And that's something, hey, I when I'm working, Estrada, when I'm working, like, it's hard for me to just allow myself to paint what I'm thinking. And I think a lot of realist artists are that way too, in a sense, like, if I'm thinking like, hey, I want to draw a man fishing on the lake, right? And I'm getting better at this, but if I want to draw a man fishing on the lake, I have to, like, pull up a picture of a man fishing and remind myself of, what a lake might look like, which sounds stupid, I know, but I have to remind myself of what the lake might look like, what the man might be wearing, and what the fishing pole might look like. And I have to get that inspiration, and then I could sketch it. Now I'm getting better at that. If you were to tell me to just do it randomly, I would do it. But it sounds like your intuition, you have that creative freedom already, whereas some people actually have to build that skill. So for you, it's just a matter of finding the confidence between what you want to express and how you feel about your actual the skill itself, the work itself, how you feel about the work itself. But anyway, we've got these two figures here, and they're pretty close to the same figures. So I don't really think I need to do too much more to show that these are the same basic figures. I think we got this down. So actually, let me bring in a little bit of blue right here, just a little bit in further, just to reduce the highlight of this piece. So Danny E says, biggest challenge is starting piece. Sometimes trouble getting comfortable. You don't have a desk or anything, so a lot of times you take your art supplies to a restaurant, but you agree, once you get going, yeah. Wow, Danny, you don't have an art space? I can only begin to imagine how hard that must be, because what I learned from running is that if you set your clothes up and you prepare them in the morning and you get your shoes ready and your everything ready and you put it onto a couch, you're like so many more times likely to run that the next morning. And this annoys annoys my girlfriend very much, but I had this giant easel here. It's not even that giant. I mean, this is just a standard easel, three-leg easel with, but this is basically my whole studio right here, like you're seeing it. The rest of it is just my apartment. The rest is just apartment. This is my like 3 feet by like 4 foot of space studio right here. Obviously, I have my paintings standing around, but this is my studio. So I can appreciate the idea that it could be a challenge to find that space. And then the space is shared, so I have to be considerate that way. Estrada, so you said you thought everyone was able to do that. The thing is yes, I think everyone is able to do it. Everyone is able to just like sit and just draw, right? Like anyone can just do that. Anyone could be like, "Oh, hey, if somebody has if my life is on the line, if I win $1 million or whatever, I can sit there. Anybody can sit there and just draw whatever they're asked to draw, or at least attempt to. But I think as an artist, the actual work of just painting whatever's on your mind, that's not a skill as much as it is a self limitation that you've personally already overcome. It's a limitation that people have on themselves. Like, oh, I can't do it because it doesn't look like the picture, right? Like stuff like that. So the fact that you've already overcome that limitation, is a big part of being an adult. Most adults simply cannot overcome that limitation of, hey, I can't, draw this from my mind because it wouldn't look good. And then people will make fun of me, right? But you've already come that limitation. Which is great. So, and that's a really challenging limitation there. So let's see, your dining room is your studio, you eat at a kitchen, finding time for art because you have having kids to take care of. That's intense. There's a lot of work there. Your life is dedicated to your kids for at least, the first how many years? 10, 15, 18, the rest of their lives, their whole lives? Yeah. It's a thing. It is a thing, all right. So I'm going to add just a little bit of this into here. Just a little bit of the brush stroke just to add a little highlight here. So I think where this is at, some expression here, and you could get an idea of that it's a figure, a body. What's up, Mark Dietz? Got a packed house today. Mark Dietz in the room. So Mark Dietz, obviously, I think you mentioned to me that you don't have Instagram, Mark, but Estrada was here yesterday talking about her pieces and how she felt uncomfortable posting, and finally yesterday she was here, and I think since yesterday she's posted tons from her sketchbook. And I think it's interesting. So Mark, so Estrada, Mark is a landscape painter, and he makes some really great landscape work. And Mark, I was talking to Estrada. So Estrada does what she calls intuitive work, and I was telling her, art brut, naive art, that type of stuff. I forget all the other terms, but like outsider art type work, very intuitive, straight from the mind, you know, probably no references. And I was saying how, you know, I guess the mind of the challenges that like Estrada said that she thought everybody could do that, and I was talking about how like the challenges of a, you know, a realist painter, a landscape painter, like in general, even adults in general, not even if you're an artist, but like an adult in general, like most people have a challenge of like, you know, being unwilling to have that freedom to just paint whatever's in your head. So I don't know if that relates to you, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a self-limitation, a self-limiting thing where, unless, like, you know, I guess there's some artists that have been painting for years and years and years and years and years, and they could not use a reference and just paint the perfect figure over and over again. But I think realistically, the majority of artists use some form of reference. So if you're able to express straight from your mind, that's very Edvard Munchian. Here, let me go grab my Edvard Munch book. Yeah, Edvard Munch. Yeah, you know, I would say that Edvard Munch. I mean, these are some of his more figurative work, but I think his most interesting work is the stuff that he did that was uh, that was less figurative, less, you know, like Edvard Munch. Some great stuff by Edvard Munch here. Let's see. I mean, everybody here knows that he did Scream, the Scream face. Let's see what else. Yeah, you know, it's like very. I feel like this is pretty. What's it called? Intuitive, in a sense of like, you know, maybe he used the reference, maybe he didn't, but you know, it feels like very free. You know, it feels like he was very free in his artwork. You know, even this, right? Did he use a reference? I don't know. This looks like he probably painted something straight from his head, right? So self-portrait during when he had an eye disease. You know, stuff like this. Amazing, incredible artist, and I feel like this is some of the stuff, some of the uh, the ideas that you capture in your work. Strata. You're doing a prairie sunrise. Cool. Why is it so stinky in here? I think all the cats use the litter box at like the same time, and it just smells ridiculously. It smells ridiculously smelly in here. Did you have a big poop too? Hmm? And unfortunately, the only airway is actually right next to this door right here. Yeah, Mark. Uh, if you want to email it to me, I'm happy to share it. If you want to email it to me, I'm happy to share it. Here, look, Estrada, can I share your Instagram page? I'm not gonna share your Instagram profile. Let's share Estrada's paintings that she has um, finally gotten. Yes, yes. Okay, cool. So let's see. Yeah, here we go. So Estrada Creations. Let me adjust something here. Yeah, Strata Creations, very cool, intuitive work, just all done in a sketchbook. It looks like, totally free of, you know, free of things like rules and just totally from the mind. I mean, this is pretty interesting stuff that you don't see all the time. I mean, there's obviously story there, but there's a design element to this. Very interesting. And look at this. This is a pretty amazing piece, a little collage mixed with verses. It's amazing. All right, so some cool stuff there. And I could definitely see this being like like this concept, even this style, just on a huge canvas with a lot more going on and just evolving. I mean, this in itself could evolve into so many ideas. I would say out of the four, I like these two the most. This one, because it's got all the color variety, and it's like you just keep building color on top of color on top of color and idea on top of idea. And then this one, because it's just got this interesting, it's got like an interesting rough painted design. I don't know what you use there, oil pastel or gouache or whatever, but it's like the painting just got this really like modern rough feel. I like when I see like a painting in a gallery and it looks like the painting was like painted over 10, 20 times into like this abstract type thing. I like seeing paintings like that. All right, so Mark Dietz has shared us his painting. Let's take a look. Oh my goodness. Look at this. All right, so this is Mark's painting. Yeah, let me turn off the blue light filter. I have a blue light filter on this. Yeah, that definitely brought out more of the purples. So Mark's painting, the scenes from Alberta. Look at that. Wow, look at that reflection on the water there. Whew. Mark doesn't have a painting class. He needs one. Like, Mark, all you need to do is just like do 10 paintings of these types of paintings, 10 paintings, record them from beginning to end, and you can either just talk the whole time like I do and explain every single thing you're doing, or you can just paint in silence and then do a voiceover of that video. Do 10 of them. I don't know how long they take you, however long it takes you, and then upload them as a course onto Udemy and sell it for like however much. And how much more work is that than what you're already doing? I mean, really, all you're doing is extra is filming and maybe doing the voiceover, and you can have you could have your own art course. I mean, I'm not saying that you should. Obviously, you should do what you want, but I'm like, dude, you probably have a lot of people that would love to learn how to do that, and it's really not that difficult to do that. It's difficult to do what you do, but it's not difficult to create your own online course on like a website like Udemy. Like, yeah, it's just an idea. But I'm sure you can do it in a way that people will be like, oh wow, this feels so right. And then, some people just love to know how you paint, how you do the flowers, how you do, the reflection, what your thoughts are on the reflection, what you know, how you build your purples and your blues, and how, like, look at all these color choices. This is great. This is great. This is definitely, yeah. So just an idea, Mark. But I actually have two courses that I made on Udemy, which is why I'm talking about this. And two of the courses, one of them was about writing a book, and the other one was so specifically self-publishing, and the other one was about creating a podcast, and they were pretty standard, like me just doing some tutorials, making talking about podcasts, helping people brainstorm, and you know what? It's totally doable, Mark. Like, you definitely have some talents that people would love to see, would love to learn about, and yeah. So that's. If you're ever curious and want to hear the idea again, just let me know, and I'll go ahead and explain it again for you. But it's pretty straightforward, you know. Like, you don't ever even have to be on camera. You could just maybe have somebody else do the voiceover talking for you, you know? You don't even ever have to show your face. All right, so anyway, I need to do a sketch right now. And as a sketching time. Cat. I don't know why all the window is always closed above the cat litter, because it is stinky and it should not be closed. You are so stinky, young boy. You are so stinky. Oh, you have outdated computer and you know what, Mark? I will, if you are able to get the content for me, one day I'm offering this to you. If you're able to get the content for me, 10 full like tutorials, and either you can just send me the video and then you just talk the whole time through the video, explain everything in the process. And if you are able to get me the video, I will help you upload the course. That's an offer I'm making to you, Mark. Now, obviously, I would have to, help you have an account on Udemy, but obviously you can, update your own passwords and everything once you're on there. But for you only, this offer stands. I will help you. But again, it has to be you. You have to be able to, at least find a way to get the video of you painting, and then, talking about the process. And maybe it doesn't have to be 10. It could be like 5 or 6. I'm sure 6 would be enough. But if you can show the full process and you're happy with them, and like there's enough content on there, I will do it for you. Now, I won't, like, just to clarify, I won't like necessarily like edit everything. I can't edit everything and like, put it all together, but I can help you set it up onto the website, the course website. And then, from there, once you're set up, you got to manage it all yourself. But, and again, it's not like, you're going to be making huge amounts of money. But you never know. You never know. Your tutorials might catch on for landscape. So anyway, let me go ahead here. I'm going to do our next sketch. So let's see, where do I want to put this next sketch? People love butts, so I'm really trying to keep the butts as the thing. Like, people love butts. It's just the thing. So how can I keep the butt? Is the question. Right. And let's think of the colors right now. I'm trying to plan a color that'll go good in this space. This is basically where I'm going to try to have the butt. And I'm thinking that, let's see, we're going, We are going, and by the way, I'm using a series of book references here, and I've challenged myself. So this series, and I'm gonna give all of you the key to my inspiration here. So this painting series, including some of my other painting series, like this one that I'm about to share, and this one. So this is one of the other paintings in this series, a series of arms, and this is another one in the series of painting, some other arms, and and this painting series is all referenced. The references that I use are from the Ultimate Berg Drawing Collection, Charles Berg. So these are all just black and white designs, black and white sketch designs. So it was originally a drawing course that taught drawing. But obviously I'm painting them, I'm adding my own design to them, I'm adding my own spin. And yeah, so just sharing the references. But, you know, I don't necessarily have a, you know, these are all selected classic butts. I did not choose these myself, but I've challenged myself to go through this entire book and just paint all the things that that are, I guess, figurative. I don't think I'm gonna paint these sketches so much. I'm not gonna paint the sketches so much, but because there's no shadowing, so I can't really like, you know, I guess I would have to make up my own. I guess, you know, this kind of leaves it open for me to make up my own designs for them. But anyway, these are my my sources, my references, and I'm gonna continue on with this until I finish the entire book and do a series of paintings of do at least one painted thing of every single one. So let me think of some color theory here. We got a red here and some purple. So red, purple, yellow. I mean, these are all, you know, these colors go together. These colors are somewhat complementary, these two. And the orange goes with, you know, the yellow, the purple, yellow, purple, orange, red, orange, yellow, purple, blue, red, green. I'm trying to think, what color would like go here? We've got a dark blue. So what would go good between a red and an orange? I should have planned that better because there's not really like a good color that would go here. Unless I did a green. But I have these like green things right here, so I don't necessarily know. I don't feel like the green would be the best, but whatever. Let's just pick green. Just for fun. Let's go green. So here we go. We've got some of the greens from the other day that we were using, and I can actually use those to sketch our figure in. So let's do that. Let's do that to sketch in our figure. Okay, so sketching in our figure here, we're gonna go like this. Our butt is gonna go right here. And I want to try to figure out where the butt's gonna end. I don't want it to end, I want it to end like right over here. Okay, sketch number 1. And we're gonna bring this leg down. So bring that down. And then here we go, getting this next sketch going on. Bring that down. And then here we go. So this is one of those things, like just getting the shape of it. Getting the shape. So I'm trying to find the right shape for this. It's gonna go up and then at an angle. So we got an angle right here. And it's gonna ultimately shape around. So we're gonna go around here, around town. And this basically has to go up a little bit. And then we're going to go up and around to create the lower back here. And then we're going to come around. So I need a line that basically cuts through right here, which is like going to be, if that's cutting through right there, this has to be like right here. And then pop this up a little bit. This is also going to come down. We're going to bring this down on this corner. So we're just in a sketching phase right now. Hey, take care, Mark. See you around, dude. Let me know. Hey, the offer still stands. I'll give you 1 year to make a decision on this. The offer stands for 1 year until I don't know if you're still here, but whenever, 1 year. Alexa, what's today's date?
Today is Friday, September 20th.
September 20th. So you have 1 year to take me up on the offer. Anyway, let's go here. I think this is a good spot to bring this up. And then we're gonna have this come around like this. And let's go like that. And here we go. So it's gonna come up, and this is the other leg, and we're just gonna bring this up and around. I guess this is kind of where it ends, so that's about right here. And we're gonna try to end this right about at the same length, almost parallel. So and there we have it. So one butt down, two cheeks down. We just gotta stretch out the rest of the body, and then we're gonna paint it. Two cheeks down. Okay. Oh, oh, your Alexa told you? That's funny. That is hilarious. Your Alexa is listening to us. What does she think? I probably should just stop saying her name, huh? I wonder if our Alexas are like in tune with each other, like somehow, you know, they know that the two of us are like communicating. That'd be weird, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised. Because they probably communicate with each other, right? So this back piece is going to come down. That needs to be about the same length as this butt here, which is okay. So we're going to come down. So here we go. So Strada, what sort of are you doing new projects, or have you been mostly posting stuff that you've done that you've completed in the past? All right, so the challenge with this is basically I have to figure out the invisible part of this, which is cutting through here. So the body is going to be cutting through here of this part of the body. So I kind of have to figure out how far out this is going to be. So these two are going to be like that, and we're going to have quite an extended leg. So I want to say the leg's going to kind of be right around here. And let's see, if we go right here to there, I'm not going to have anything. We can go up and around. So we can go up and around here. This is going to go past the body. And what was my question? Oh, so so the projects that you posted, were they new projects, or were you basically posting stuff that you had finished in the past? So this is gonna, let's just say this kind of starts right up here. It's where we have this other body part. Let me see, we're going to draw through this, and we're going to guesstimate that this is going to come right about, let's see, we're going to find this piece right here. We're going to go straight up, and we're going to estimate that, go boom, straight up, straight up. It's about the size of the back here. You see how much bigger the butt is compared to the body, the torso. So one, and then one, and 1.5. So this butt length, or this cheek length, needs to be about 1.5. So it needs to be like up here is where the shoulder ends. So wherever this is, I'm basically marking as where the shoulder needs to end. So we're going to go up from here. Newest ones from last night. Cool. By the way, people, all I did just now was measure with my thumb. So actually didn't do this right. But what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to extend your arm out if you're painting something that you want to see. You're supposed to extend your arm out, lock your joints, lock your elbow, so that you don't get the variation in distance. This is very important. It's just locking your elbow is the most important. And then you look at something, and then you go, you go like, hey, from the head, from this. I'm trying to use the camera as my example, but from the head to the elbow is like this length. So you use that as like a proportion when you're moving to the next section. So you just got to figure out proportion-wise how you're going to do things. But the head is going to sit, the head and the neck. The head is going to go straight up. But if this is going straight up, this needs to go out just a little bit further, actually. So we're going to bring this out just a little bit further. Yeah, actually, that's kind of right. We're going to go like this. And then like this. So now we've got that. It's going to come out just past the body, and we're going to bring this down. And let's see. So this shoulder is going to come around like so. I'm going to bring this down. And around. And let's see. So that's about right. Should kind of point at that. And then once we have this, get some more of this color, and we just got to go down. So bring this down to the front of the chest here. Actually, this could probably come in just even a little bit more. We're going to bring this down about halfway, right there. Oh, this beat needs to be a little longer. Let's see, I'm going to use this to determine how far out this needs to be, because this looks a little bit wider than it needs to be. And this is actually two triangles here. There's some oil pastel here that I haven't worked on. It's all from this year, newest ones from last night. Okay, cool. So here we go. Working on this shape right here. The shoulder feels a little bit too big, but maybe it's not. This should only be about right there. This is like double. Yeah, I think this is a little too far. So I bring this in a bit. Did the same mistake last time. Should have learned from my mistakes, right? But I did not. Just bringing in just a little bit, but that can make all the difference. And this actually feels like it makes way more sense. Maybe a little bit bigger on this arm here. So the one thing about oil painting, people, is you have plenty of time to adjust any issues you might have. And here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to clear off this brush, and we're gonna. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 8:30 p.m.
8:30 p.m. It's still so early. It is so early, people. But I'm probably not gonna be painting too much longer. I might just work on this body and then go do the rest another night. But let's see. Part of my goal with this painting that I don't want to lose sight of is I wanted to make it by doing a lot of just like small brush strokes. Just little brush strokes. And that's how I wanted to make it, so I don't want to lose sight of that. So what I need to do right now is I need to go into this painting here. And let's see, we have this green. I can still use this green, fortunately. And let's see, got this blue, got this green. Let's find this darker shade here. All right, hopefully this is dark enough. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start our painting here. So here we go, bringing this shade in. And I'm bringing the shadow down as well. And here we go. So there we are. And just building these colors. Right now I'm starting with a darker tone, the darker shade, however you want to call it, darker tone or shade. And we're gonna go like this. So we're gonna come down here and let's go like this. So I'm trying to keep up with this blue here as our main color. Just using this to bring in our shadow here. And let's make this feel a bit more natural. Got an angle. There we go. Okay, that's enough. And then we're gonna come down here and we're gonna paint in this shadow. So just trying to keep the color consistent, the color to shadow consistent, which is why I'm using this color. And all I really need to do at this point is like just round things out. So like obviously this is a human body. There's no real sharp edges. So like, some of these shadows, all you have to do is you just paint over it and just like round it out. Allow the colors to blend into themselves. And let's see how this shadow works. Here we go. So this is a shadow area. And I don't want to blend too much into the crevices because I think these outlines actually help to give it like this interesting highlight that you can just barely notice if you're seeing. But You just barely notice it if you're watching, if you can see it closely. But there is, I don't want this to interfere on the orange space because I have some of the brush. It's like touching. It's not too big of a deal, but I'm gonna bring this down. There we go. Bring that down. Okay, so we've got the shape, just the basic shadows. This is like the most simple, basic part of it. You know, you're just working on shadows. It's not like, you know, drawing. You're just trying to find where the color of the body changes, turns, right? Like when the body starts to turn away from the light is where these shadows are going to go. Now, obviously, I'm using a reference, and my reference has already decided, like, hey, this is what a good dramatic shadow looks like. So, you know, these are the experts of the 1800s that have made these decisions. So, you know, this is not a training on dramatic lighting, right? But from my perspective, I can work with these, and you can go so many ways with them. You can learn so much just from studying drawings of various masters, especially if they're highly detailed and they were like, you know, looking to do the sketch for a specific reason, such as painting, and they, you know, they basically did the whole thing for a painting. And let's see, the back is going to go right around here, the shoulder blade. So we're going to put the shoulder blade right around here, darken this space, paint it up until there. And we've got some highlights, got some shadows. Let's see how these shadows look right here. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit, just so we have something that can kind of blend. I don't necessarily want to overpower this with this color. So I'm just adding a little bit, get some of the paint off the brush that we have. Again, this is not like a regular, this is not necessarily the right technique, okay? I just want to put that. Sometimes I share a lot of what's on my mind, even though, you know, it's not the most technically accurate thing, but I share just in case anyone's ever curious, right? What am I doing? And I think that's one thing that's missing from a lot of tutorials that I watch is, you know, I think there's sometimes some tutorials, I think some artists are afraid to admit what they're doing, which is maybe making something up on the spot. I don't know. You know, I think it would be scary to admit as a teacher, like, hey, I'm literally just making this up. Don't even, you know, there's no rule here that I'm doing. I'm just doing this because I feel like it could look nice. It might not. It might mess up, you know? So that is the truth. The secret of what I'm working on right now is I'm adding the remainder of this brush color into these spaces to basically have something to brush into when I do finally use a lighter color. So that's the theory that I'm thinking of. I'm sure someone has already come up with it, but I don't see it constantly talked about. So I'm just sharing what I'm doing right now. And that's pretty much it. Just using this brush, scraping the surface pretty much, you know, it's just scraping. Allowing whatever's left over on the paint to just come through, show through, help to create the forms. And once we're done here, we'll go into the next step. All right. So you can pretty much see what's going on. I mean, you can see how the figure's coming along. And now my only thing, what are you doing, Scout? Go somewhere else, dude. Go somewhere else. Not in the paint. There. Go. Psst. Psst. Go somewhere. Sorry, I'm talking to my kittens who love to be in my space. All up in my space. So I'm gonna have to move you, buddy. You're gonna have to go hang out in the bedroom. Because you want attention right now and I can't give it to you. Look at this little guy. Look how adorable he is. He wants so cute. Little black cat. Can you believe people have superstitions about black cats? It is unbelievable, this little guy. This little guy brings only good luck and happiness, right? You only bring good luck and happiness. This little guy. So it's a happy cat. It's a good luck and happiness cat. Only good luck and happiness. His name is Scout. And he just wants attention right now. Just wants to be like he's comfortable just chilling like this. Not for very long though. Yes, just little guy. Little guy. Little guy. Okay. Alright, go hang out in the bedroom, dude. You're distracted. Okay, back to painting. I'm gonna add the highlights to this, and then we're gonna call it a night. Oh, put this brush in there, even though I didn't really mean to, but let me see. How can I find a good color to mix here that will, oh yeah, well, just white, right? White would make perfect sense for this. So add our white, add our yellow. And then we're gonna get like a nice light green here. What, cat? Can't handle him?
No, I'm just getting some yogurt. Hey.
All right, cool. So we threw in some white, threw in some yellow with some of that green that we had. And now we've got this nice light pistachio color. And this is what we're going to use for our highlights. So highlight, just go into here where it's supposed to be pretty much like white, where it's white. I showed all of you the reference. So you get the idea that the white space is basically what I'm coloring with this like really light color. Now I probably could go lighter with this, but I'm not going to. I think it's light. I think the contrast is enough. There's not much like of a mid-tone. I mean, there's a mid-tone, but I feel like that's gonna make itself apparent just as I blend in some of these sections here. So here we go, going down. Wish I could just do this with expressive brush strokes. Does my girlfriend paint too? Kat, do you paint?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like you paint.
She sometimes paints. Once, I got her an entire paint kit.
Very nice.
A very nice watercolor paint kit. But she doesn't use it. She uses it like once in a while.
Right.
But she's a writer, yes, that's right. She has a book out, Kathleen Roy on Amazon. If you like LGBTQ erotica novels, she has one out. Kathleen Roy, she's writing the sequel to it as well. Well, get them because it's gonna. I'm almost done, but I just don't want him to bother me.
Come here, Scout. Oh, Skunky. Sit. You didn't sit. Sit.
All right, so here we go. Got our green man. Got our red man, our blue man, our green man, our yellow woman. And we're just gonna keep going with this. Let's keep building up this color. So this color, I'm rolling as much of the paint off as I can, because you can lose so much paint just to the various parts of the brush. So we're gonna paint right into here to give it that shape that we need. And then we're gonna continue just shaping this as we go. So this shadow needs to be rounded out a bit more. So that's what we're doing, like right around here. Oh, one of the kittens is out here, and now she wants to stand on my leg. Hey, what do you want from my foot? Here we go. If I could just keep her distracted on the floor with my foot. What? What are you squeaking about? I have nothing to squeak about. Your life is good. Okay. So we are fostering them. I don't know if I mentioned this, but if you live in the Los Angeles area, definitely be sure to consider if you want to adopt any of these kittens. You are open to. And we have to interview people ahead of time, but the process is pretty simple. And here we are. So just want to keep this nice and brushy. Try not to lose the brushiness here. Oh my gosh, now this other kitten wants to come too. Okay. Look at this one. Now this one's trying to cause trouble. Pookie. No, stay. Pookie, look. Look at the people. Behave, okay? People are seeing you live. People are seeing you live. If you don't behave, they might not adopt you. Just kidding. Okay. All right. Okay, kitty? All right, she's going in the room. So do we only foster cats? No. So Kathleen, Cat, I call her Cat. Kathleen has rescued 2 cats, and we basically have 2 cats that are adult cats that we don't foster, and then then we have also 2 foster kittens. So we have 2 foster kittens. So we don't only foster kittens, but we don't we don't have like a sanctuary for cats, where we can just have as many cats as we want. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm sure every cat owner would love that. But no, we do not have that, but we do get to enjoy the privilege of being able to raise amazing little kittens once a year. I think their breeding season is only like we only get them around their breeding season, so that's like pretty much like once a year. So yeah. What about you, Estrada? What did you say you had you said you had a dog, right? You have a doggo. Here we go. You said you had a dog. Let me see if I can flatten out this brush here. I'm gonna try to flatten out this brush so I can paint this spot right here. And here we go. So painting into this section right here. And one thing that you could barely tell, you know how earlier I was saying like, you know, I'm allowing some of the brush to basically just blend into this section here. You can just barely tell how that ends up working out because, you know, some of these areas just have this slight bit of shadow that you can just barely see. And all I'm gonna have to do is I will have to go back into those spots and paint with a darker brush again. But as far as the idea goes, it worked a little bit. And here we go. So got the highlights here. Had the opportunity to change the way the hair looks right here. And now we've created a figure and we can start to work from here and expand on our idea tomorrow. This is pretty much it. And we got like a little armpit right there where you can see the separation. Oh yeah, Mari Estrada. Hey, Mari Estrada. Yes, we are back. But sadly, Mari, I'm actually gonna call it I'm almost done. I'm also almost about to call it for the night, just to let you know. I've only been here painting for like, you know, a couple of hours, like an hour, but it's been a long day. I'm gonna call it in soon. Not yet. I'm gonna want to round out this back a little bit. So round out this back a little bit, make it feel more natural. I'll try to find ways to implement more shadows here. And let's find a nice halfway point for our shadow. A nice halfway color. And that's what we're gonna do real quick. So we're gonna blend in, let's see, where's that halfway color? Maybe bring in some more blue. You got homework due tonight? My goodness. That seems like a lot of pressure to have to finish it tonight. Look at that. All right. So I'm trying to find the right color combination here. That gives me like a little bit of a shadow, but not too much. All right. So this is a nice little value change. Every day, including weekend. Oh my goodness, English class writing. Isn't that the absolute most challenging? But you know what? I think writing is great for artists for sure because I mean, as an artist now, now obviously, if you have to write something specific for class, it's totally different. But I love writing for like about my artwork now. I absolutely love it. Just like being able to write about it, talk about it, or not even talk about it, but just like taking the ideas I get from the stream and just being able to expand on it in writing. Because usually when I talk about it on stream, it's like not as clear. My thought isn't as clear and concise. So I feel like when I write, I have like a second chance to like, second opportunity to like clarify what I was trying to express. Even though I don't think that many people follow my YouTube channel and my Instagram at the same time. Or, even my real life, people that I know that in real life, they only follow one or the other, either my Instagram or my YouTube channel, but usually not both. Usually not both. So anyway, let's see. I think we've got something good here. And we could tell that those are two butts, and maybe round this out, kind of giving it a lost shape here. And which butt is everybody's favorite? Is it the blue, the orange, or the green? Let's vote on these butts here. Which one has been painted the best? The blue, the orange, or the green? Which one feels the most expressive and most interesting? Hey, no worries, Mari. It's all good. I was only bringing that up just for discussion, not necessarily like trying to get you to go look or anything. You like the orange? All right, Mari likes the green. Estrada likes the orange. Very cool. Yeah, so this is the bigger one. I think the orange one is interesting because it's got this like glow in it that I wasn't able to quite achieve with the green. Maybe I can achieve it with the green. What would I need to do that though? We need a bit of this yellow here. Let's grab some of the light yellow. Grab a bit of our white. Let's see if it's possible to like strike up this highlight just a little bit. Just a little bit of a highlight. Oh no, that's a little too much. Just a little bit of a highlight. Oh, that's a little too much. How do I just give it the slightest hint? I mean, even this is actually pretty bright, so I probably should not be so scared to use this highlight here. And just go with it. Go with the flow. So.
Stay.
I just don't want to lose the shadow too much because the shadow helps to create drama. The shadow helps to create, you know, a little bit of drama. All right, that's kind of cool. It's looking all right. Let's see. Let's try to find some places to add more of this white highlight, and then maybe we'll call it a night. Once you get working, you just want to keep working. Let's just grab some of this white, just totally pure white, and just blend it in and see how it affects our painting. Grab more white, blend it in to the areas that are probably going to be like the brightest.
Stay.
Fern's coming to help you discipline them.
Come on, Fern, let's get them in the room. Corral them. Herd them. Come here. Come on.
All right, well, hey, it's pointy, which you said the green butt is pointy? Or do you mean the orange butt is pointy? I'm trying to see what you're seeing. Like, I see how this one's kind of like flatter in this area than the other one. Very nice. Oh, the green butt is pointy. I guess it's this section right here. Yeah, this butt, this area's. It's got a little bit of a glow, but we can leave that. So anyway, thanks for sharing your opinions and your critiques on these butts, and hope you all enjoy. And I'm gonna go ahead and call this a night. But hey, Mari, I hope you get your homework finished. Estrada, I look forward to seeing whatever else your mind comes up with, because I know this is really bad to do, but the other day I was like doing like job applications, and it was on LinkedIn, and on LinkedIn it asked, what makes you unique? And my answer to that, I can't stand random questions like that want you to type it out. So I said, it was a bit of a smart ass answer. My answer was the thoughts in my head. That's it. That's all I wrote. But I think it's like a very real answer. That's the only thing that really makes people unique. I mean, obviously we could all have accomplishments. I could have, talked about stuff that I've accomplished or whatever, but I don't know. I think the thoughts that are in your head are really what make everybody unique. So it's a bit of a smart ass answer. I didn't get a call for an interview, but that said, but the reason why I even brought that up again is because, you know what, Estrada, the ideas in your head are what make your art unique, and your ability. I hope I can, share my failure with you to help inspire you to my smartassness, my failure to inspire you to unleash what's in your mind. Unleash those ideas, those unique thoughts, those unique visions, the unique intuitions you have. And let them be free. So with that, here we go. All right, well, I'm going to wrap up now. And everybody, I hope you have a great night and a great Tuesday. Goodbye.